Glenn from GlennCarCollection.com, and today our top 5 cars of 2023 continue with car number 3, the Porsche 996 GT2. You knew there'd be another Porsche on this top 5 list. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a positive comment below. Go back and watch cars 4 and 5, which were the last 2 Mondays. Next Monday will be car number 2 on December 25th. And the number 1 car of the year that I reviewed in 2023 will be revealed on Monday, January 1st. Watch this video all the way to the end because I'm going to take this GT2 for a spirited drive. Happy holidays, everyone, and Happy New Year. Guys, it's Glenn from Glenn'sCarCollection.com, and today we're driving one of my favorite cars, actually one of my dream cars, one of my money no object cars. Now you're saying, Glenn, this is just a 996 turbo, you can get those for 50 grand. No, you can't, because this is actually a GT2, and essentially what a GT2 is a rear drive turbo. So we have the same engine, but this one makes the GT2 stock 456 horsepower, 457 foot-pounds of torque. GT2s have ceramic brakes, and how do we know? Because it has the yellow brake calipers. The easiest way is to always check the rotor. You can see it's a different texture, but from afar, you probably can't see the texture of the rotor. So yellow on a Porsche ceramic, red is steel for the S models, and black is like my car, the base models. Now, I owned a 996. I had a C4S with red brake calipers for many years. I drove it as a daily driver. It was a weekend car. It was an autocrosser. It was a phenomenal car. So I love the 996. So I always wanted a 996 turbo, and this turns that up to 11. It's a 996 GT2. How we can tell, so all the turbos, or the only 2 turbos are the Turbo S, and the GT2, you have the intake here, right? So the C4S doesn't have that. The C2, the rear drive version, doesn't have that. GT2 has a fixed spoiler, so this is a stock spoiler, and it's fixed, where the 996 turbo goes up and down, and typically the hydraulics on that fail, but this is a fixed spoiler. You see a lot of 996 turbo owners go with a GT2 spoiler, and then of course it says GT2. Now this is modified. It's got a GMG exhaust, which is probably a racing exhaust, so I can't wait to drive this car. Special thanks again to DCH Montclair Acura, to Mark, Anthony, Nitin, Pikel, and Kareem, who took over for Tim, for allowing me to drive my dream car. Check them out. They have everything new and used Acuras. I leased a new RDX from them, and it's a phenomenal car. All right, so GT2s, a couple differences. There is no back seats. And you got these cool yellow seat belts, which I believe are optional. So like the GT3, there's no back seat. Another difference from the turbo, you have the sports seats, which I'm going to assume are standard. You have the front and rear trunks that we've gone over in other cars. So the back just shows you basically the air intake, and the front you have a decent sized trunk. I used to fit my hockey bag in there if I took like the skates and helmet out. 996 steering wheel, which you'll see on Carrera GTs. Now there's also no sunroof for this car too. I actually hear an echo in here because I think the GT2s have lighter glass, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so it's basically 996 in here. The 996s, the turbos, typically had white gauges like this GT2, and my 996 C4S had black gauges. Then for the 997s, I think the S's had white gauges standard, but you can optional black or yellow, red, whatever you want. And then the base models on the 997s usually had black gauges, but you can option white or whatever you want as well. Key, as always, goes on the left-hand side. Your light switches are here. Very simple mechanical car. Remember, this is still hydraulic steering. The shifter linkage is very, very mechanical. So if you like mechanical things, you'll love this. I had the same in my 996 C4S, the optional aluminum shifter and handbrake. That was an $800 option. Don't know what it was for the GT2. Climate control, nice and easy. So 2001 turbos did not have glove boxes. In 02, they changed it, made a glove box. I think the GT2s were 02 and 03. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. They only made 716 of these, so it's a super rare car. 15 years ago, they were about 80 grand. Now they're pushing 200 grand. So if you can afford one, I can't, you should definitely buy one. All right, so let's start her up. This is gonna sound good with the exhaust. All right, so it comes to life right away. Parking brake real easy. This is obviously a newer Porsche system here. I don't know if this is an Apple CarPlay. This car is for sale today from DCH Montclair Acura. It's definitely a collector grade car. So you should definitely, if you know someone wants to buy it, tell Kareem you saw Glenn's video. All right, so everything here. So the way they used to go through the menu on the car, you just go through here. It tells you the mileage, it tells you the temperature outside, it tells you your average speed, and it tells you you're getting 14.2 miles a gallon. I haven't driven it yet, so that's before me. I'm sure it doesn't get great gas mileage. Here's your cruise control, and then your windshield wiper stalks, and then your signals. So very easy mechanical car. And I think your high beams are here too. You pull it back. Now a lot of cars have automatic high beams. All right, so let's throw it in first. We got a 6-speed. Reverse is up and to the left. No backup camera because it's a 2002. So right away, listen to that shifter. You can feel mechanical. It's almost like a short shifter. I think it might be shorter than my C4S was. And shorter shifters, they just take a little longer to warm up. So we'll go nice and easy until it gets going. Now remember, this is rear drive, so this is scary. So what the C4S 996 and the turbo, if you watch old Top Gear, 5th Gear videos, you'll see how much grip they have with the all-wheel drive. And it was really a trendsetter for Porsche. The first all-wheel drive turbo was the 993 turbo I owned, and that car had so much grip, it was unbelievable. And even more so as the suspensions went on for the 996. But this is a beast. There's a reason they don't make rear drive turbos, and it's just because these cars can get away from you. There were a lot of big accidents, if you followed Rentless back in the day, of GT2 owners, but they were always very safe. Everybody always seemed to walk away from the high-speed accident because Porsche builds very safe cars for the Autobahn. Suspension is pretty good. I don't notice, I'm sure it's stiffer than a regular car or even my base Carrera, but I would say the ride is actually pretty good. You got a lot of mechanical noises in here, and actually it reminds me, in a good way, of a 2009 GTR. When the GTR first came out, you heard all these driveline noises and transmission noises because there wasn't much sound deadening, and I think the same thing is happening here. I believe this color is seal gray, which is a very popular color on the 996. There's a video out now from the Porsche Club of America, and I think like I forget, 50-60% of the 996 turbos were black seal gray, and I think silver was the other color. White was pretty popular too. I had a lapis blue C4S, and I remember when I was driving it, I saw a lapis blue GT2, and I was like in awe. This car was so low to the ground, so fast, I couldn't keep up with it. So now, all these years later, I'm getting to drive my hero car, the 996 GT2. Now, I have friends that have a 997 GT2. It's black. Maybe one day they'll let me drive it. So listen to the mechanical noises here, right? You hear all the gear whine, transmission noises, and it's really, really cool. The handling is like on rails. Yeah, this car is a 2002, so it's 20 years. It's 2023 now, so 21 years old. But it still, I think, could keep up no problem with a modern sports car. A lot less electronics here, so if you like doing your own thing, this would be a good car to do that in. You don't need coffee after driving this car. Unfortunately, we have some slow traffic in front of us, so what I'll do is when we get out of this road, I'll turn around and I'll do these turns one more time. But you could see, just amazing how this car goes. I probably wouldn't go accelerate in first gear from a stop with it because it's not my car, but second gear. And the ceramic brakes bring you right to a halt. And this is a rear-engine car with its weight in the rear, so you want to use that weight to power out of corners. Wow, that was a thrill. My heart is pounding right now in a good way. And you can really hear that exhaust too, and the exhaust sounds good. And so far, I don't hear too much of a drone. All right, let's take those S turns one more time. Now, this car is very, very mechanical. You can really, everything about it, from the hydraulic steering to the shift linkage. Shift linkage, you could really feel how mechanical it is. Yeah, the new cars almost feel like you're shifting a video game. This feels like you're shifting a real race car. Let's see if we could do one acceleration. And those ceramic brakes bring us down to speed. Wow, that was violent. Wow. It moved my mirror, I think. Amazing, unbelievable. And it handles like it's on rails. All right, so the clutch is a little heavy, especially at lower speeds, going like in first gear, but I'm sure the clutch is beefed up because of all the power and torque that this car has. Again, 456 horsepower, 457 foot-pounds of torque from a 3.6 liter flat six engine with 2 turbos. Now, production number 716 is really low. Like my BMW 1 Series M is 740. The clown shoe with the S54 engine was like 678. Let's try to get in front of the cars here. And they built over 7,997 turbos. And you only have 716 of these cars. So what's going to be more collectible, this or a 997 turbo? So that's why, of course, this is more money for that reason. And, you know, honestly, I think it's the better car. Wow, this is a beast. Thanks so much to Kareem and his team at DCH Acura for allowing me to drive this car. This is amazing. If you have the means or know somebody that would be interested in this car, please contact DCH and tell them you saw Glenn's video. This is a long red light, so I think I'll end the video here. But phenomenal, phenomenal car. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and always comment what car you want me to review next. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.